Hello, Internet, and welcome to Tabletop Tuesdays here on Game Nights. I am your host and your game master for the night, Savvy Seaworth. I don't know where that voice is going. I'm sure it'll come back at some point. And we are here tonight to play a game. We are playing a game that is new to all of us. We're doing this live on stream for the very first time. It's called Land of Een, and it's a very, very fun tabletop RPG by the creators of the Rickety Stitch graphic novels. They were kind enough to send us copies of their beta rulebooks and things like that, which you can get on DriveThruRPG, and also a couple of the graphic novels. It's adorable and it's fun, and we're gonna have a lot of fun making characters and doing games today. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be complete chaos. So hopefully you're all here for that. I guess before we get started, y'all saw our pre-roll video that we have highlighting the different shows that we have here on the channel. If you're live with us on Twitch, you can check out our regular schedule on the drop page below our faces. If you're later on in the future with us on YouTube, you can get our schedule. It's pinned to our Twitter. It's in our Discord. It's also a couple of other places on the internet, I'm sure. Our next stream after this one, I believe, is going to be Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Which is not tomorrow.
Which is not tomorrow, even though Val keeps saying it's tomorrow.
Yep.
It is not tomorrow. It is Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be a new episode of Elegant Magics, the latest season of our Good Society game. It's Regency era romance and fun with a little or a lot magic twisted in. I'm going to let my wonderful friends here introduce themselves, but I don't know what order we're in on the overlay.
I'm first.
Go first. Who are you?
Hello, I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. I play here in all sorts of games. You can find me next on Thursday for Elegant Magics. I also run a game called Neon Souls every Friday. We're going to have our second session of Season 2 this week. Still Cyberpunk, but we're playing the Sprawl, we're playing Cypher this season instead of the Sprawl. And we had our first session last week. It was a lot of fun. And come join us for that. Elby's going to be guesting on that this week. And yeah, otherwise everything, my whole schedule has been to the top of my my Twitter, where you can find all sorts of good stuff. And that's it. That's me.
I'm looking at it now. LB's next.
I'm LB, or LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches. You can see me next on Nerd Immersion's channel on Thursday night. I think Thursday during the day, Lauren is going to be playing on my channel with her brother. I think they're going to continue to play Portal 2, which they are enjoying very much. The sibling arguing is just gorgeous. And then you can find me on GGK on Saturday on Friday night for the Sprawl. And then I will be here for Neon Souls. And then on Sunday for Slaying 101. So it's going to be lots of fun. That's me.
Yay. David, who are you?
I'm David. You mostly will probably just see me here. I have a Twitter. I mostly just retweet things. But hi.
Who's next? I didn't look. It's Ryan. He's next. Ryan, you're next.
Indeed, it is me, and I am next. And I am Ryan. And yeah, if you need to get in contact with me, just let me know in chat, and I will give you my mailing address.
Ryan plays games on the channel with us sometimes. Alex, you're last.
Also that, yes.
This.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy on the interwebs. I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. Yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight because I don't know who I'm going to be playing yet.
That's everyone. We're gonna find out as we go along who we are playing. So, like I said, tonight we are charging headlong into Land of Eam. It's a wonderfully adorable tabletop game that we are going to blunder our way through until we figure out the rules. But first of all, we're gonna do character creation because I thought that would be fun to do on stream. And also, I didn't have time to talk all my players through it before today. So we're doing it live in front of a studio audience. So I gave everybody access to the rulebook. This will be in the full rulebook. I'm on page 20. I got some.
Just
other
to
vision was for you.
confirm, is this version 1.3?
I don't know.
And the beta rulebook at the. No.
It is whichever one is in the assets of the roll table.
There
I
was like.
assume.
Oh, in the assets of the roll table.
Mhm. You can also pull it out of the.
Yeah, I wasn't in one. Sorry.
This is
drive.
1.3.
I don't-
Yes.
I don't know. I
1.3.
don't either.
Okay, cool.
Great,
cool,
thank
cool,
you.
cool, 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 cool.
You're in the right place. You did it. Great job. Okay. So we are using Roll for this. If anyone is interested, playroll.com. One of my new favorite websites. And we've made custom character sheets for this. So everybody should create themselves a new character sheet using the one that says Land of Eam, not Land of Eam Adversary, because that won't have all the stuff you need. That one's just for me as a treat. So let us begin. The first thing I'm gonna have everybody do is pick their class. So if you're in the PDF, it's on page 23. They start on page 23. There are 6 classes. We're gonna try to spread them around, have everybody play something different. They are the Bard, the Dungeoneer, the Gnome, the Knight Errant, the Loyal Chum, and the Rascal. Some of them are, well, most of them are exactly what you think they are. They all have different abilities, which come along with them, which we will get into in just a moment. So I'm gonna let y'all fight over them. Does anybody just have a real pull towards what they want to play?
Always.
I'm kind of partial to the gnome, but I'm not that partial if someone else wants to play it.
I'm thinking the chum,
Loyal Chum.
the loyal chum.
I was deciding between either the Rascal or the Dungeoneer.
Okay.
I had been deciding, I think, between Knight Errant and the Loyal Chum. So if LB is laying claim to the Chum, I can be the Knight.
Okay.
I too was feeling the Rascal. And as a secondary, I was thinking Loyal Chum, but
Let's
I mean,
vote
I could be
that.
the love errand.
does that work?
Well, that's perfect. You can go Rascal and I'll go Dungeoneer.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
Yeah. So cool.
Awesome. That worked out so much easier than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. I love it when that happens. All right, so we've got a Dungeoneer, a Gnome, a Knight Errant, a Loyal Chum, and a Rascal. No Bard today. That's okay. Seems about right. All right, so write it down. There's a little block that says class. Put it in there. Type it out. You can all spell.
Well,
You can spell well enough
first of all,
for our purposes. Okay, so we picked our classes. So under your classes, they're separated by level. There's a bunch of like the blocks that say level 1, and then there's abilities and stuff underneath it. You will have 2 level 1 class abilities. There is a section for those. Let me go. I'll use the Bard as an example since no one's doing it. But under level 1, it has got For example, Fireside Ditty, once per session, you can roll plus your Inspire skill and heal that much to all of your allies if you're not in conflict. So you got 2 of those. There's room on the sheet to put those in. There's also a little tick mark to be able to check them off. Most of them are going to be once per session. A couple of you might have something that is twice per session. As you move up in levels, you get into being able to do things more than once per session, or some of them are like once per conflict, that kind of thing. So just go ahead and pop those in. I don't know what they are for the different classes. Anybody have any fun ones they want to share with the class?
The Knight Errant has Wayfarer, roll plus realms. Once per session, make something up about a place, landmark, or point of interest in the land of Eam. So it's one of those I get to make something up and it is now canon
I love it.
moves.
I love that. That's great.
I have a Boggle crew. You have an expendable crew of Boggles that accompany you on expeditions. And once per session, you can boss them around for various purposes. They're especially useful for distraction, menial labor, or triggering traps.
So boggles are like little runty goblins.
Yeah, and I
We'll
can
get
just
to-
boss them
we'll
around
get to them
and
in a
send
moment.
them down a hallway full of traps to die for me once a session.
Yes,
Wow.
you can.
Wow.
Well, not
I-
die. I don't know if
I-
anything can die in this game.
I definitely want to know the backstory of your slave master character. Like, whoa, wow, you worked that out. I've got that's kind of normal. The one I like it is that's standing out more is Sticky Fingers, which is pickpocketing, but the ability allows you to create a mundane item that I just stole. So the light gives me a lot of room to play, I think.
Mhm.
Like that.
So I'm excited about that.
I have to choose a best friend, my best chum, and then say something funny or kind to heal your best chum for 1d12.
Aw,
So
that's nice.
y'all have to vibe for my best friend to be my best friend.
We'll, I think we'll do that when we do relationships. You can pick who your best chum is.
Is handicrafts a thing that's on the sheet?
That is going to go. They're all called something different for every class. So there's just a section for
I see.
like class perks. We'll put them
Sure.
in there. Those are fun. Anybody else want to share a fun one? Otherwise, we'll move along.
As a Knight Errant, I get to pick a steed. And there are 3 choices. There's a horse, which had, each of these have some kind of sort of mechanical effect. There is a Bogrel tortoise, which is a big tortoise. And then a Zozo bird, which agile slender birds with pink or white plumage. I'm still gonna basically headcanon that they're chocobos.
Yep, that sounds good.
So gotta figure out which one of those I want.
Please include chocobos in my game.
Yeah,
That's
are you
lovely.
are you really thinking about another one besides the Zozo birds?
Well, so I'll say the horse lets me, once per combat, I can charge at a target from far away, capital F, far away, to deal +1 dread per level on a successful hit. So I can charge at someone far away and do lots of damage. The tortoise, while I'm mounted, I get +1 to block, and the tortoise also increases inventory capacity. And then the bird, while flightless, it can leap up to 20 feet in any direction with a rider and can safely glide from heights.
Gotcha. I'm curious.
Wow.
Are either the horse or the tortoise, are either of those basically chocobos?
I do not believe so, unfortunately.
Oh man. Well, hands are tied, buddy. JK.
That's fun. All right. There's some other really fun stuff in there, which I'm sure we will get to. So you've got your class abilities. Write those down. Got your class perks. can write those down. Let us do the numbers, though, so we can get the number parts out of the way. So I love how attributes and everything are done in this game because it takes very little to no math. And as you all know, that's on my top 5 list of things I like about games, is when I don't have to do a bunch of math. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to your attributes. You have 4 of them. They are Vim, Vigor, Knack, and Know-How. On the sheets, it sort of shows the description, generally, like what they will be used for. You're gonna assign a number to each of them. A +2, a +1, a 0, and a -1. So you got 4 numbers, you've got 4 attributes, you pick where they go. Very simple. And then that is going to determine sort of which skills you're good at. So the skills I have on the sheet, they're broken up into what attribute they fall under. So you can kind of see, like, for example, if you put your +2 in Vim, the skills that you're going to end up being better at are Charm, Inspire, Perception, that kind of thing. Knack is like your nimbleness, your sneaking, your trickery, that kind of thing. Know-How is your brain stuff. Vigor is your strong stuff. So pretty simple. Whatever you want to be good at. You've got a +2, a +1, a 0, and a -1. You can just stick those in the bubbles under those. You're also welcome to talk amongst yourselves if you want to make sure you're just not all strong boys.
I mean,
Or you can all be strong boys. I don't care.
I mean, I don't know, because from what I was reading through earlier, there is, like, when we get into a conflict, there's a separate phase that is combat, and I'm just trying to figure out, because I was thinking, could build a very tanky character with this, and just trying to figure out if that's what I want to do as the knight.
I will say the game is not... There is combat. There is conflict. There are phases that you go through. Combat is not... or conflict, I guess, is not just strictly fighting. Like, you'll get into conflicts, and there's essentially a cycle of play that you go through in which combat is part of it. This game also doesn't base any XP at all off of killing things. So you're gonna, some of you are gonna want to be good at hitting things because you're gonna have to do it. But I wouldn't... I don't know. I wouldn't base your whole thing off that. I guess it is not going to be sort of an intensely, like, combat heavy game. There's a lot of different things you can do to resolve conflicts, including, where's the thing? I can put it up. Show. Ta-da. So while y'all are doing that, so the way that conflict works is it goes through 4 phases. They are parlay, action, run, and combat. Every round is, in this game, about a minute or so, and we'll go through all of those phases. Some of them might get skipped, but essentially, at the beginning of any conflict, anybody who wants to try to talk it out gets to try first. Then, if you're taking any actions other than fighting, so that's setting traps, that's doing things, moving things around, that kind of thing, you get to do that. If you want to try to run, then you get to do that. And then if you go through all of that and fighting is going to happen, then we do initiative and we take an initiative round. So conflict is a little more involved and is not just like, there's a big spider, roll for initiative. We sort of will talk through those other things first. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
So while there will be combat, it's not going to be a big hack and slash.
I'm going to do +2 in Vim, and -1 in Vigor, 0 in Knack, and +1 in Know-How. Peeps.
Yeah, I think I might switch this, but I think right now, way I have it set is +1 Vim, -1 vigor, +0 knack, +2 know-how.
Right now, I'm leaning towards kind of classic himbo, +1 vim, +2 vigor, 0 knack, and -1 know-how. But the role that I get to do to just make stuff up and make it canon is based on know-how. But I guess it could be interesting because of the way that, if I roll, say, a failure or a failure with a plus on making something up, that could be a fun spin on things.
Yeah, I'll say, like, regardless of whether or not you succeed or fail or partially succeed on rolls like that, I'll let you do something. It might not be right. Or it might come back to bite you, but yeah, I'm not just gonna, like, those kind of abilities, I don't think it's any fun to just, like, take them away because you rolled bad. So
I'm reading over the backstories and I'm coming up with this character, and it is becoming very clear in my mind.
good. All right. Everybody think they have their 4 attributes laid out?
Yeah. Is it okay? I assume it's okay if we pivot a little bit as we go through the characters before we start rolling, as long as it's.
Yeah. If you end up wanting to move some stuff around, that's fine. So the next thing we're gonna do is do your skills. So you assign your modifiers for all of your skills based on the attribute they're tied to. So to do this, because of the way the sheet's laid out, you have to toggle the edit thing on to be able to change the numbers that are in the little bubbles. I'm going to show you all the table. But so essentially, the attribute that you put a +2 in, you've got 4 skills for each. You're going to distribute 3 +2s and a +1 between those skills. And then for your +1, you've got 3 +1s and a +0 for your 0, and then for your -1. So again, there's no math involved. It's just, again, distributing those modifiers to the skills that you want. Some of these skills, most of them are essentially just what they sound like. Athletics, for example, doing athletic things. Intimidate, is we're trying to intimidate somebody. A couple of them that might not be as familiar, these are especially under know-how. Lore and realms, for example, are similar, but not exactly the same. I'm trying to pull up the sheet here. But so lore is like the history and trivia that you would know about the land of Eam, the setting that we're in. And so like legends and stories, and then also it's just kind of a catch-all for like, do I know about this? If it doesn't fit under another skill. Realms is about like specific locations and cultures, and this is sort of like how well traveled you are, how well you speak like various languages, identifying locations, that kind of thing. Wilderness is wilderness, plants and animals and survival and that kind of thing. Tinker is crafting and making things and building things. I think the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory.
What about the Vim skill metal?
Metal is your inner fortitude and willpower. It is like for anything that is like pushing yourself beyond your limits, or like resisting fear, or like if you're doing something particularly dangerous. It's more of like it's like a mental fortitude, basically. Scrolling through to see.
That was actually pretty. At first, like the spreadsheet came up, I was like, "Oh, I have no idea. Like this is a lot." And then I went through and did it. I was like, "Oh, actually, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be."
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are self-explanatory, and then there is vitality, which is like, it's basically metal but physical. Essentially, that's going to be like your physical stamina. So like if you get poisoned or you're in harsh conditions, things like that, you'll roll vitality for that. Search is for searching for things. Nimbleness is like your dexterity kind of deal. There's a couple of different ones for convincing people to do things, which is interesting. Obviously, there's trickery, which is deceiving, lying. That's also for like disguising yourself, and then like lockpicking, pickpocketing, that kind of thing. There's intimidating, which is intimidating. There's inspire, which is similar to the others. The caveat being you use inspire to make people believe in your sincere words and actions. So if you're being sincere, you'd use inspire. And then charm is one of the more sort of broad ones to be able to captivate people around you. So yeah. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Y'all have all those laid out?
Mm-hmm.
You think? All right. Easy peasy. That is skills. So we've done attributes, we've done skills. We're gonna go back up to stats. So we have 4 things under stats. You've got your courage, your dread, your attack, and your defense. No, I've got 5 because we've got quest points. So your courage and your dread are determined by your class. So under your class, it will say, let me pull the bard back up that I was looking at. But at the top, it'll say your courage is like a number plus your Vim. That's gonna function as essentially your hit points for the game. There's not a lot of them. So you do have a counter in there. If your courage hits 0, you are defeated. And if you are defeated more than once in a day, you have to roll to not die, which is fun. Hopefully today it won't come to that. And then your dread is a die that is essentially your damage die for your class. So if you are attacking something, you will deal dread to it, and you can roll that die. Again, it depends on your class. Some of them larger than others, depending on what your friendo is good at. So we can pop those into your sheet. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Your attack, everybody should have a D12 next to their attack. This game is mostly based in D12s. Pretty much everything you roll for, you can roll a D12 and add the stat. Modifier, the only thing that's not for the most part is your dread and some of the roll tables and things like that. So your attack is equal to whatever your vigor is. So it's either going to be a -1, a 0, a +1, or a +2. And then you'll roll a d12 and either add or subtract it to attack. So whatever your vigor modifier is, you can also put in for your attack. And your defense is, and I'll explain this, the inverse of your knack modifier. So if you have a +2 to knack, your defense is -2. The reason being, the way that combat works in this game, I'm trying to pull up the thing, I'll show you guys this as well, is essentially you'll roll a d12. You will. So if you're attacking something that I'm running, you roll a d12, you'll add your attack modifier, and then you will subtract whatever your attacking's defense from that, and vice versa. So if I'm attacking you, I'm gonna roll a d12, I'm gonna add the attack, and then if you have a -2 in defense, great, I'll -2. If you have -1, if you have 0, obviously nothing. If you ended up with a plus in that, sorry. So we'll do that. So whatever the inverse of your knack would be, just pop into your defense. So you have that stat handy. I don't think any of you will start with equipment that gives you any block. If you end up with a shield or armor or anything like that, you can have block, which is essentially a number that you'll take away from any dread that you take if you get hit with an attack. So it's like armor. You would just subtract that from your damage that you take in. And then we have quest points. So everybody has a number of quest points equal to 3 plus their know-how. And quest points are fancy people rules. Quest points can be spent to do different things. I'm gonna pull up the page for you here. If it'll pull up. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Anyway, your quest points are essentially like your adventuring savvy. Like once per session. Not once per session, but so some of you have abilities that are like once per session, twice per session, that kind of thing. You can spend a quest point to be able to use them again. You can also spend them after you roll a check to increase that check by 1. So if that would help you, you can do that. So you're gonna have different numbers of those. So that's 3 plus you know how. We have those.
And
Any
is that a
questions so
renewable
far?
resource, or is that something that...
What a good question I don't know the answer to. Bet I can find out. Quest points.
to know if that was like Tales in the Loop, like something that comes back every session, or...
Let's find out. Quest points, quest points. I don't know. I'm going to assume so.
And can you explain block one more time?
So block, for your purposes, is like armor. So armor will give you this, helmets will give you this, that kind of thing. Essentially, if I roll to attack you and I deal dread, which is the damage in this game, you would subtract whatever your block is from it. So it's like, you know, like armor in Dungeon World.
Mm-hmm.
Like you deal damage.
Yeah.
Minus whatever armor you have, or like Monster of the Week. It's functionally the same.
Okay, but that's
It's
something
just
that
called
like
block.
items will give us. It's not based on
Yeah.
our stats.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not based on a stat or anything like that. You get that from items.
Gotcha.
It's functionally the same as like armor in Monster of the Week. You would subtract that from whatever damage I deal to you.
Cool.
Any other questions so far? Good.
Ryan, can we see, please? Please lift up puppy.
The most important question
The
of the day.
baby.
Goober, I love
You can't breathe at all, can you, buddy? No.
you.
Thanks. Puppy break.
Sweet boy. All right. Yeah, I'll find out. I assume quest points are renewable. I just don't know when, but I'll find out. All right. So we've got all of those things. Now, another fun thing. Everybody's gonna pick a species. So this is PDF page 55. Land of Eam. The Land of Eam is full of lots of wonderful, wonderful different people and cultures and cool things like boggarts and boggles, which are like teeny goblins, and bogrels, who are frog people, and gelatinous goos and gnomes, which are a class and also a species in this game, which rules. Only gnomes can be the gnome class. for
And
various
gnomes can
reasons.
only be the gnome class.
And gnomes can only be the gnome class. But yeah, it's pretty great. Gnomes can only be the gnome class. Gnomes are great. Gerblins. There's humans here too. Imps, little winged fellas. Skeletons. Shrims, which are little furry friends, kind of like shrews. The land of Eam dudes. You're here. We're so happy you're here. Yes,
Hello.
quest points are refreshed every session. That was going to be my assumption. Thank you for the
Thank
clarification. Hello, land of Eam dudes. Now we know.
We love
From
your
the dudes
stuff.
themselves. And wugs. Big ol' wugs. So I've said if we want to double up on species, that's fine. Does anybody, I know a couple of you are very attached to one particular species that you want to play. I've also told everyone that if we all end up being goos, that's fine.
I mean, I was going really hard towards gelatinous goos until I read about
you wanna be a goose.
shrimps, and then I'm also very into
Yeah, they're like
playing a furry.
yeah, they're little furry humanoids. They're like shrews, which I imagine are adorable. There's also like some drawn art of them on the page before the species thing starts, which they're just freaking cute.
Yeah.
Look at these cuties. Look at all these cuties. Even the humans are cute.
Should we put? I would like to be a skeleton, please.
Okay,
Be a skelly.
you can be a skelly.
I've already come up with my name.
Certainly, you can put that on your sheet whenever you have it.
I did. It's French.
We'll get those at the end.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to put them on the overlay.
We're gonna put them on the overlay.
I think
All
I'm
right.
going to be a wug.
Love them,
Oh yeah.
big brownie boys.
I'm just gonna go full himbo with this character.
I like it
Yeah.
a lot.
Where do we put our race perks?
I don't know. Wherever you want.
Okay.
You can put them with your class perks if you would like, or abilities,
Mhm.
or in your backstory, wherever you'll look to be able to find them.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess it depends because some of us like wugs have proficiency in resisting charm. I see the shrimp proficiency in mechanics.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah,
could
there is
just
a
go into proficiency section.
yeah, there's a proficiency section in there. Let's stick them there too. Just wherever you'll be able to find them. Honestly,
Wait,
I'm not
what
gonna
is-
police your sheets.
What does proficiency mean in the terms of this game?
It means you're good at it. I'm pulling up the
Okay.
page in the PDF. Sorry. We learning. Come on.
Ryan, are you being a QB boy?
What kind of boy?
A QB boy.
QB
Gelatinous
boy?
cube.
Oh, no. That's not my shape. I was thinking, I'm actually kind of torn between Boggle and Imp.
Little friends.
Yeah.
So for y'all's purposes, I just wanted to make sure that I was correct. Proficiencies and deficiencies are essentially situational advantage and disadvantage.
Okay.
So if you have proficiency in something and situationally it comes up, you can have advantage on the roll. Deficiency, the same way. And this will come up a little bit with items and stuff too. Like if you end up with heavy armor, you'll have a deficiency in sneak. Things like that. So they're just, yeah, it's a situational advantage or disadvantage, which works the same as we're all used to. Roll twice and take either the better or worse result, depending.
Sean, was it your character that has a cadre of boggles that just do your bidding?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I lean into that or sidestep it. Like, should I be a boggle that is just
Appalled.
appalled, or do I consider myself one of the boggle generals? Like,
In the Boggle army.
in the boggle army? I don't know. I'm still making up my mind.
I
Or
didn't
do I
realize
just like, do I just let you have boggles and just have little wingies?
I'm gonna go with the goo. I'm gonna kick myself if I end up going with someone else. So I've got to go with the goo.
You gotta go with the goo.
I am reading the
Alright.
part about gelatinous goos can't speak. So it is assumed
Yeah.
that whenever I speak, that someone else is speaking for me.
The boggles could be
But-
your chorus.
Well, that's the thing. I have the boggles. I also have an NPC that follows me around everywhere. In addition,
Did just have the mental image of the boggles functioning as a Greek chorus.
Yeah, that's what I'm
well, I was thinking that the boggles
then
actually are
along
just like
came Zeus.
stuck inside the.
Yeah, I was also thinking that
the gelatinous goo at all times.
Oh no.
And if you ever run low, you just like slide across the forest floor.
Yeah,
Pick up
shore
a few
some
more.
They just Pikmin.
You also you also excrete goop.
Yeah, I do excrete goo.
Gross.
It's a lovely character.
They're
Our favorite.
adorable. Little goo. Okay, so I've got a goo, a wug, skelly. What else are we thinking?
I'll go M.
M?
Yeah. I don't think I could just stand by and watch my
Right.
Boggle brothers being
Used in this way.
Yeah.
used in that way. So
A wily little winged creature, according to this book. All right, David, what you got?
No.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We'd moved past classes, so they immediately went out of my brain. All right. What a group this is. Big fan. Okay, so you've got for each species, you've got some skills listed. One for a proficiency, one for a deficiency. So you get to pick. And essentially between I'm on gnome. So for a gnome, for example, you can pick either lore or inspire and add a +1 to it. And you can choose either might or trickery and subtract 1 from it. Easy enough. You can pick your homeland, and then we'll get the stuff that your homeland gives you. And then you perk. Unless you're a human, but none of you are humans. Humans don't get one.
Yeah, fuck humans.
Humans just as none. I think it's because they get to pick their skill thing. I just want to highlight what's one of my favorite ones, which is the goblin perk. Which is goblins may declare 2 grudges against different enemies in their life. And if you have a grudge against it, you get a +1 to everything against that enemy, and that rules.
Almost chose a goblin because another
That's
part
so
of
funny.
the Knight Errant in their backstories they come up with. It's basically like either what was it? Create a rival from your past.
I like that.
So
I also had to come up with a rival from my past.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. We'll talk about those in a second. Okay. So PDF page 58. We're gonna be picking homelands. Some of you, I think the goos have a specific one. Some of you have options, so you can pick between. That is going to give you your choice of a couple of proficiencies and then some equipment. So when we get to equipment, your inventory, how many slots essentially you can have is 20 plus your might plus your vitality, or minus, depending on what you've done. So 20 plus might plus vitality, that's your inventory slots. Some of these things next to them, well, all of these things next to them have a number in parentheses, how many slots it takes up. Some of them are 0. But that's what those are. So you get all of that equipment. And then you will pick 2 proficiencies from your list. And then if you've picked a place that says you get a random mundane item, I have a table and we're going to roll for them.
Well, I just had to choose the Quagmash specifically because one of the possible proficiencies is Gator Wrangling.
Gator wrangling. Okay. What a specific and wonderful thing you can be good at.
Yep. And then I think the other options, there's swimming, fishing, and picking herbs in addition to Gator Wrangling. And I was thinking swimming, but I think I'm actually going to go with fishing, partially because I get a whole bunch of fishing equipment, but also, too much Hades and been doing lots of fishing.
So the items all have like the number next to them, and that's the capacity they take up.
Yeah,
correct?
it's essentially how many slots.
So
you're
I got an item
using.
as well. I got a gear or something from my class, but it didn't give me like a number associated with it. So does that just mean that it doesn't take up any
Ooh.
spots, or
I don't know. Let me look at it. What's your class? Who are you?
Dungeoneer?
Who are you? Dungeoneer.
Engineer.
You're a Dungeoneer.
Or
What did it give you?
So I could either take maps, metal detector, or delving tools, and of course I took metal detector.
Okay.
And it gives me plus 20% treasure hunting. I don't know what that means, but I just wanted the metal detector. It doesn't say it takes up any capacity or anything.
Then I'm gonna say no.
Oh.
It's more of a innate. It's more of an innate metal detecting.
But what if I want it to be a literal metal detector?
It can be a literal metal
Okay.
detector. I'm just not
That's
gonna
fine.
say it takes up anything. That would be mean. I gotta pulling up treasure hunting. 'Cause it wasn't on that page.
I'm looking because it does say the mundane item table is on page 46. Page 46 is not a mundane item table.
That doesn't seem right. The mundane item table is on page 78.
Okay.
So if you get a mundane item, I think there's 200 of them.
Oof.
So we'll roll.
Nice.
So would we do the DF for that?
No, that's fate dice. Here's what we'll do.
Pop
We'll
into
roll
roll 20 to a custom D200.
We'll roll a D20 and a D10 instead
Looks
of.
like that there's a DF. What is that? In this. Is that...
That's fate dice.
Oh, okay, never mind. I
D20
thought-
and D10 should do it though, right?
Yeah, just roll a D20 for the hundreds place and a D10 for the tens place. So tell me what you got.
Okay, so I see people adding things together. Do I just click on both dice at once?
Yeah, you can you click as many dice as you need and then hit roll, and then you can hit
Alright.
show results. Okay, what do we got? Does everyone get a random one?
I
Love
think
it. Love it.
So
Wait, not total. That's,
Okay, so I got a 20 for my hundreds, which would put me
Okay.
off the table.
It's fine.
so
I'm gonna-
180.
yeah, that would. I assume
Yeah.
we would do the D&D thing where that makes it
So
a
it'd be a
zero,
zero.
and-
Okay.
I'm gonna come back around.
unless you roll a 20 and a 10.
Yeah, so we're not adding them together. We're using them to make a 3-digit number.
Okay, so
But yeah,
I
if
should
you-
basically look at 30.
yeah. So 30 is a whip.
Yep.
What's everybody else got? Val, what you got?
I got 181.
181 is a wow.
A second
on.
metal detector.
Scroll a second metal detector, a heater shield,
What?
Can
which
we
is
trade?
armor,
Do
which
you
is
wanna
armor.
trade?
It takes up 3 slots.
Oh boy.
I
I'll
do
tell
like the
you.
idea of just like a shield just
Tell you what I do in a
on top
second.
of a goo.
Uh,
You know, I'm always looking for this item in Dark
whip.
Souls, and I can't believe I find it.
I know.
in this game.
A whip takes up 1 of your slots.
Yep.
It's flexible.
Whatever
I don't
that
know.
means.
Whatever that means, we're gonna figure it out.
You know what it means.
Who's
Donut
next?
toy.
Who's next?
I have 180? Is that what that is?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I had to look over.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Yeah, that would be a 0. That's a great helm.
Oh, good. You know
That's-
what?
Not just an okay one.
That's
Great
pretty
one.
great.
It's armor. It's gonna take up 2 of your slots.
2 slots.
Who's
Okay.
left?
2 slots.
I had a 37.
37. That's a bedroll.
I did notice these items got better as we went. Man, could have gotten like a broken
Better as you
flying
go up.
machine.
Mhm.
That's gonna take up 1 of your slots. It's labeled as a tool. I'm
Okay.
sure that means something. We'll figure it out.
You know what else is labeled as a tool? Is just sap. It's very nice.
Is that anybody else?
So
I rolled a 147, which is caltrops.
Caltrops.
Yeah.
Caltrops. Those don't take up a slot because they're little.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying. What
rolled on
is
the big
this?
table.
How do we find out like what this does? Because I'm assuming the or the slots it takes is 3, so
Mm-hmm.
that makes it a heavy.
Yes. So there's light, medium, and heavy armor. Well, it would be cool if I pressed the right button. Nope, that's crafting recipes. I don't need that. So block, you can find armor and weapons and how they work on page
Oh, I see. Shield
74.
types. Okay.
Yeah, so there are different shield types. There's light, medium, and heavy armor. And they give you certain advantages and disadvantages. Shields will block a die of dread. Helmets add to checks to defy death and resist wounds.
Now, okay, so the armor gives you disadvantages and advantages and stuff. The shield just
Yes.
blocks.
The shield
dread.
just blocks dread.
Okay, cool.
Once per combat.
That's cool.
So, I think for my background, I'm going to be from the Underlands, which comes with a hard hat. Can my great helm be a hard hat?
Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Because I want to have
It's
a
a
flashlight.
very hard hat.
It's a great hard hat with a flashlight
That sounds good. I like that.
or candle, or I don't know.
It can be a flashlight. I don't know. It's magic.
Magic.
It's magic. So yes, if you got armor, you'll get some advantages and disadvantages from that page. If you got a shield, you'll get to block dread once per combat. If you got a helmet, you add +1 to any check to defy death or resist wounds. And this is for you all as well. The maximum bonus that you can add to any check is +3, unless you are specifically spending a quest point to make it higher than that. The tables only go up to 12. So that is that. Any other questions about that stuff? Equipment. Everybody's got their max inventory slots. Everybody's got their proficiencies. Cool.
It says ideals and flaws. Is there a place that we get those from, or?
Yeah, we're gonna get them from your class. We're gonna do that right now. So I'm gonna have everyone return to their class, and we're gonna hit these backstories.
Oh, I see those down.
So at the end of your class, so past your level 1 through 10 abilities, there is a section. So like the bard says, the bard's story. There's a section for backstory. There's a couple of like create an ally arrival from your past. There's an ideal. There's a flaw. There is also a personal quest and a relationship. So you're welcome to roll for these. So either a table. If you want to roll randomly, that's fine. If you want to pick, that's also fine. There's some boxes at the bottom of the character sheet here for your backstory information, for your personal quest, for your relationships. We're going to do relationships together because I think they're fun to talk about. They're one of my favorite things about these games. And then at the very top with your character info, there is a block for your ideal and a block for your flaw. I put those at the top so we'd all remember them, because that's one way to get XP in this game, is to at the end of the session I'll ask you if you demonstrated your ideal or if you demonstrated your flaw, and if you did, you get an XP. There's also other ways for the party to get XP, things like that, which we can talk about. Some of you I know already had some backstory stuff picked out. Who wants to share?
I'm still trying to come up with, so for the knight errant, it has roll table for how did you become a knight. I chose my mother and father told me stories of chivalrous knights as a child, and I knew then that the world needed heroes. Then there's also create an ally from your past, perhaps an old war buddy, a skilled blacksmith, or a trusted town guard. And then create a rival from your past, perhaps a sworn enemy, a jealous knight, or a bounty hunter. And on fantasynamegenerators.com for bounty hunter, the first one it gave me was Diablo. But I didn't think we'd be able to go with that and have us be able to refer to it with a straight face. So I opted for Blitz is a bounty hunter. And then I'm still trying to find a good fantasy name generator for, I think I'm going to go with a blacksmith who has helped forge my knightly gear. But there is no blacksmith name generator that I'm seeing.
Bubba.
Unfortunately. Bubba?
Bubba Smith.
Bubba.
Bubba the
And
blacksmith?
I like that a lot. And these are also things that like we could come up with along the way. You don't have to crank it all out like right now if y'all want to think on those things. But that's fun. I like that.
For my backstory, I was killed and then run out of a town by riffraff, and someday I'll return to murder them. So I was. I also got to pick an ally and a rival. My ally is Toby. He's the necromancer who raised me. And then my rival is Beatrice, the bitch who killed me that I will run through one day.
I like it.
I game things.
Beatrice the bitch who killed me. I'm
Right.
writing all of these down as titles.
Oh, okay. I apologize for my names in advance. I was inspired by the setting.
Good.
My backstory is what better way to why I became a Dungeoneer, what better way to discover lost treasure and hit it rich. Sure beats getting a real job. I also got to make an ally and a rival, which I assume we all get to do at this point because
I think so, yeah.
of us have done it. Ally from my past is Sal E. Gibbonwalk is the last name that I just randomly made up. Is a Boggle, former underling, the only person that ever retired from from my crew. And create a rival from your past, Blump Luganweir, who is a rival goo dungeoneer. My character's
It
name
rhymes.
is I had a trouble with two characters that I wanted to give them the last name afterwards, so I combined them. So they're Lorp Van Jones.
Okay.
It's their full name.
Very good. Very nice. All right.
I went through and did my personal quest too. I don't know if you. do we wanna talk
We'll
about that?
we'll do this in a second because we're gonna do ideals and flaws too. Anybody else want to share the backstory?
I'm still coming up with my ally, but yeah,
Okay.
for the last 100 years, I was tending to a small patch of forest and caring for the plants and animals there. And my rival was Shyla Void, a witch who kept messing with the animals in my part of the forest.
Is that a play on Shia LaBeouf?
Nope, I did. I went to random witch name generator, and yeah.
I love it. Taking some notes, taking some notes. Ryan, do you have a backstory you'd like to share? No is an acceptable answer.
I'm getting there.
Okay. Cool.
Very close.
Cool. So we'll continue working on that. You all also get an ideal and a flaw, which you can pick, or you can roll for on the table. There's a spot for those on your sheet, but at the end of each session, if you played into them, then you get an XP. A little role-playing carrot, if you will. So those should be fun. For example, the bard has some fun things. Their ideals can be to give someone hope, to make a new fan, to diffuse a tense situation with humor. Flaws can be things like falling in love with an NPC, blurting out a secret to someone, putting my foot in my mouth. So if you play into those things, you get XP. There's some really fun ones. I'll let y'all pick or roll for the. Is anybody rolling? Yes, Val, an emphatic yes.
It's not for those.
I rolled for everything, and
That's great. I love it.
I rolled 3 2s in a row. So
Then it's meant to be.
my ideals and flaws, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
My ideal is to explore a dungeon completely, and my flaw is let greed get the better of me,
Okay.
which seems to fit very well with everything else that I've also rolled 2s on so far.
I like it. Anybody else have fun ones? I mean, I'm sure they're all fun. Everything in this book, everything in this dang book is fun. I love this
my-
book.
My ideals is to risk my life to preserve nature or save an animal. And my flaw is to poke your nose where it doesn't belong. So
I like it. A nosy gnome. I like this little druid type gnome that's sort of coming out of the woodwork.
I love it too, because aren't the gnomes described as like being the most powerful creatures in the entire like, and like
Yeah, I
gain
love
their
them.
names from like slaying liches and stuff too. And,
I'm gonna read this while y'all are plugging stuff in. But in the land of Eam, gnomes may appear. This is the class. Gnomes may appear to be cute and harmless, but they are, in fact, some of the most powerful beings in existence. Protectors of nature and chroniclers of the old ways. Gnomes are the only class that double as a species. Play a gnome if you want to wield magic, know about the world, and be in tune with nature. But yes, each gnome has a hat and a bane, which is great. So gnomes' hats are the most important identifiers in gnome society, and they are closely linked with their identities. And then every gnome adventurer has a special title that references their greatest victory. However, the title is only displayed as a capitalized letter. For example, L. Nerman Fuddle is Lichbane Nerman Fuddle. Gnomes are good. Titles are a badge of honor, but gnomes are incredibly modest and rarely share them with anyone. They're all great, but that's just so good.
All right, I've got some stuff.
Okay.
So for my backstory, unfortunately, if it weren't for the gangs and bandit crews, I'd probably be a goner. Too bad, once you're with them, they never let you out. Both of those sentences start with unfortunately or too bad. It's sad times. So for my ally, from my past, I'm going with the town drunk, whose name is Chunk Muffins.
Okay.
Spelled
Chunk
like
Muffins.
it sounds.
Okay. Chunk Muffins, the town drunk.
Okay. And then the rival from my past was the one I'm kind of picturing it maybe some kind of Faustian thing or more like and like summoned me as an imp and had me under his control for a while, and I managed to slip out. I don't know how, but they go by the name of Donnick von Goopenstickle.
Spelled like it sounds.
Spelled like it sounds.
Okay.
Man, I thought I was doing good on names until Ryan started saying names, and now I feel like I need to rename all my characters.
No, they're all good.
And then for my ideals and flaws, I was trying to look for something that I think will make for fun choices in the game. So
Okay.
For my ideal is like steal something valuable. And then flaw, which is that's not my flaw, by the way. That's my ideal. My flaw is take the road less traveled, which I assume I'm not sure how to interpret that exactly, but the way in my head is just like try to find non-obvious ways to get from A to B.
Yeah. That for the like interpreting of your ideals and flaws. Again, I play pretty fast and loose with most things. I'm essentially going to let y'all at the end of the session, I'll ask you if you think you did it. And if you think you did, you just convince me how. I'm not going to tell you like, yes, you've done this thing. You tell me.
Like
So.
stealing something valuable could be like the hearts and minds of the people.
I'd probably say yes to that. I do want to point out Alex's very good comment in the chat. P. Sherman of 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney could very well be a gnome in this game.
We can
Oh
look
my
into
God.
what the P is later.
I can't think of any monsters that start with the letter P, but I'm sure there
Penguin.
are. That's not a monster. It's an
Could
adorable
be.
bird.
Penguins could be terrifying in this world.
It's just funny that you say penguin because my brain went pigeon.
Pigeon.
Pigeon Bane.
Poltergoose Bane.
Poltergoose Bane. There we go.
Yeah, that's
Phantom?
good.
Oh.
Phantom.
I thought we were
Phantom
gonna keep
Bane
going.
Sherman. No, we can keep going as long as you guys want. All
I
right,
was
so
gonna say Puffin.
Puffin. Why does Sherman hate birds so much?
Did you see the birds? The seagulls in
You know
Finding
what?
Nemo?
Fair. Fair.
Poultry Bane.
All of
Poultry
this,
Bane.
Poultry Bane.
Poultry Bane Sherman.
all of this is really trying to inception Alex to pick the Zozo bird.
I mean, I already did, and its name is
yeah.
Squawkers.
Yes.
Fuckers. I'm writing down Poultry Bane Sherman as potential NPC.
But,
All right. So
my ideals and flaws.
yeah.
My ideal is make a promise and honor my word, and my flaw is to throw caution to the wind. So gonna be a lot of Magnus rushes in.
I like it.
My ideals is I would re-die for my BFF, and my flaw is sometimes I get a little too intense.
Like when people ask you about Beatrice, the bitch that killed you.
Yes.
Cool.
Can we say that that's like Beatrice's title though? Like that's not.
Yeah, I
Beatrice
wrote
the
it
bitch
down
that
as a
killed you
title.
is like her full name.
Yeah, you're not the only person Beatrice has killed. That's how I wrote down most of these, to be honest. Very good. Is that everybody for those? I think so. Probably. I'm not keeping track. If I skip you, just tell me. All right. Then everybody gets to pick a personal quest, which you can roll for, or you can pick. But it is what drives you. It's what you're personally trying to accomplish. You can create one, you can roll for one, you can pick one off the table. I'm not going to go too far into fleshing them out and stuff right now, because if we continue to play this, I don't want to give y'all a little bit of time to think about it. As well as the who or what is standing in your way. If you have an idea for that, obviously great. If you want to like hold on to that and come up with that as we play, also fine.
I was inspired, so I came up with mine.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 this time, so shaking it up. And got find the lost treasure of blank. And then pick what was staying my way. So what I wrote was finding the lost treasure of Doug Diggendome. And the location that was staying my way is the location is known only to the silent monks of the Forgotten Vale, and I must convince them to find them and convince them to tell me.
Okay. I'm not going to write these down for today, but I am going to ask you all to send me these things.
Yeah.
I like it. It sounds scary.
I also rolled for my personal quest and got your 2, Val, so that's where it went off to.
That's where the 2 went.
Yeah, just to defeat the dreaded blank once and for all. And now there's a part of me that wants to do, defeat the dreaded Poultry Bane once and for all. But maybe this version is like, giant angry cuckoo from Legend of Zelda.
The Poultry Bane.
Oh, Cluckzilla?
Giant.
Because I would feel a little bad if it's like, oh, go kill this valiant gnome. But,
It can be a giant angry bird.
Angry Birds needs to be a theme.
Cluckzilla. Okay.
A massive slingshot firing.
Putting that one on the list.
You team up with the pigs.
I'm trying to think because
Absolutely.
I also have the who or what is standing in your way.
Mm-hmm.
And what if it's all birds except for my faithful steed, my Zozo bird, are kind of out to get me? Not in like not necessarily Alfred Hitchcock's birds kind of way, but just, birds really don't like me.
Birds don't like you. It's a great obstacle.
I like this idea that we're like standing outside a tavern or something, and there's just like a pigeon roosting on the corner of a building, and you're just having that like stare off with them.
Or anybody else who rides a Zozo bird. They won't like you. You make birds angry. I wonder why. We'll find out one day. That's hilarious. All right. Who else got something?
My personal quest is helping my BFF and murdering fucking Beatrice. The things that are standing in the way is that I need to gain more friends and to overpower and get strong enough to take her on.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Anybody else?
Yeah. I have I got banish blank and they're evil from this world, and I put the Wicked Witch of the Southwest, and standing in my way are just a lot of witches.
Witches and birds, man. Witches and birds.
Just a lot of witches is good. Enemy of birds. Enemy of witches. Very good. Very good. Very good. Anybody else want to share their personal quest?
Want to be my own boss. Build a blank empire. Which I met a build fucking awesome empire.
Build an awesome empire.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. What's
They said
standing in
arson
your way?
empire for a second.
An arson empire.
An arson empire.
It'll be beautiful for a brief time. A very brief moment. Who or what is standing in my way? Literally everything. I'm very small. I'm a very small person. There's everything.
Steps.
Heavy door, like steps, heavy doors. You know, there's a lot of obstacles that I face every day. I'll try to come up with something working against me directly because that's more interesting. But
For now, that's completely acceptable.
yeah.
Are you just playing blue again?
That's what it kind
Yeah.
of sounds like.
Well, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I think here's what I'm discovering is that like that's me. That's me, baby.
It's gonna be great. It's
That's-
always great to have some level of chaos
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, because there's not going to be any chaos otherwise.
No.
Because it sounds like this is a really like straight shooting group, other than this one
With
outlier.
an incredibly straight
I'm
shooting
trying-
GM,
I'm trying to
tell you
s-
what.
I'm trying to steal the Infinity Stone. So good. I'm trying to like
It's fine. Well, then you know what's standing in your way.
I do.
All right.
Yes.
There's relationships. Also,
All right.
which are fun. So I want to talk about those because you all have some options. Before we do that, I want to get everybody's character name up in the mix. Please put them on Zoom so I don't lose my mind.
Okay.
And then let's go around and everybody remind me of your species and class,
Well, dang it.
except for the gnome.
Nom nom.
And tell me what your name is, so I can write them down.
I am Lug the Wog, the Knight Errant.
That's good. Are
He,
you also
him.
good at coming up with things? That's wonderful. Lug, welcome to the world. Who's that?
I am a Bonheur.
You are not. You are not. You are not. I'm not putting that on the overlay. I'm not saying that name.
I assume it is BONNE space HER. Good
B O
hour.
U N E R. Everyone just calls me Bo.
I'm
Okay.
I'm so on board with calling her Boner the entire.
No. Bonheur.
But with that accent,
No, he's
No,
gonna
you're
call you
I'm gonna
Boner.
call you Boner the whole time, and you
Okay.
can correct me, but it's not gonna stick.
I'm calling you Bo, the skeleton. Remind me
God.
what you do.
I am the best friend. I am
The loyal
the
chum.
loyal chum.
The best friend.
The best friend.
My class's best friend. Let me get who am I looking at? Val, I'm looking at you.
I am Lorp Van Jones.
Jones. The gelatinous ooze. No, the gelatinous goo.
Yes.
I'm gonna mess that up every time.
Dungeoneer, they, them.
The Dungeoneer, okay. Lorp Van Jones, the gelatinous goo. Oh yeah, let me, Alex and LB hit me with, pronouns for your character.
Him.
Him.
I'm gonna say they them too.
They, them. Okay.
I am neither. I am a skelly.
Him all.
Can't believe you're gonna make me put boner on the overlay.
It's
But Bo,
Yeah.
B-A-U or B-O-U. Bo.
David.
I am W. Namfoodle Timbers. Oh wait, I did they them. It's he him. I don't know why I put they them in there. Everyone else was saying it. I just went along. All right.
The gnome.
pressure.
Gnome.
The best kind of peer pressure.
Yeah.
I did have to write the gnome. The gnome. Him. All right, Ryan.
I'm mad because I already used like minion in the other game, and like I feel like minion would be perfect for this. I'm gonna go for oh man, I need a last name.
Need a last name.
Henchman. M-A-N-N.
Well, anyway, the first name, I'm just gonna go by Puck, but
Fuck.
but I want a last name to
Damn.
really.
The rascal.
Shakespearean Puck have any other names or titles?
Oh, you know, I'm sure. What's your imp's pronouns?
All of them.
All
As
of
many as I can get my little claws on.
All of them. He, she, they. All of them. I love it. Puck. Let's
Or-
crowdsource a last name for Puck.
I'm also trying to come up with a hockey pun right now.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Puck hockey.
Joaquin.
Hotkey.
The only other thing. The only
Joaquin
other
Puck?
thing I know is I think Puck is also. Isn't Puck Robin Goodfellow?
Why don't you use hard? Hard Puck. No one's gonna amuse. All right. I'll be over.
Eat your pretzels.
You say that like it's a punishment.
It's just an encouragement.
Huckleberry? Is that stronger? Or am I getting away from it?
Huckleberry? I like that.
Huckleberry? No, I feel like I'm losing it. All right, we'll just stick with Puck.
Okay.
Wait. Is your Puck L Berry? Is that like the full
Oh.
name?
I like Puck. I prefer just the one name, like
Just
Puckle.
Puck,
Puckle.
like Cher.
Yeah, like Cher. Exactly.
I'm on it.
Exactly like Cher.
Puck probably thinks.
That's not
they're
the first
a
time I
lot
made this
like
joke this week. What else did I make that
Cher.
joke?
I don't know why we end up making so many share jokes all the time.
You can I can get Puck, Pucker, just whatever mother. You could go wherever. We'll just leave it at that. There's
Sounds great. Now I got everyone's name. Let's talk about relationships. LB/Bo. Do you want to do your relationships and then pick your best friend? Or do you want to do it the other way around?
Let's do the relationships and then best friend.
Okay. So you've all got relationships to establish connections between each PC. So let's talk about them. Oh my gosh, these names. Just looking at them all. So being Namfoodle Timbers is just very good.
What's the shortened version of your name that I can fit on the overlay, David?
You Namfoodle Timbers, unfortunately, probably won't fit in the box.
Here's what I'm like
There's absolutely
totally on
no
board
way.
for. Personally, it's not my call. I would love for it just to go off and keep going and just like go off the banner and just
Off the side.
Yeah, just put
Off the
David
side.
on the end.
Just-
yeah.
Listen, you guys are asking too much of me.
Yeah.
I could have it start off of the overlay and somehow end up there.
Ah, jeez.
I was just curious if you would go by Namp
Which-
or Timbers or
Damn.
I mean,
I'm a Namp. It's the wallet that says Namp on it.
or Namfoodle.
I'd probably just go by Namfoodle.
Okay, perfect.
It's the first name.
I'm just watching these names show up slowly over time. It's very good. Okay. So I've all got relationship options. Each pair of PCs should share a relationship text. So you've all got a bunch to choose from. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this so it's not just chaos, but it's kind of been chaos the whole time anyway. So you should all have relationships with each other. Shall we?
Just one big polycule.
Just one big polycule. Should we just start with one person and bombard them with relationships? Or shall we start with one person and hand out a bunch of relationships? What's less chaotic for you all? Because I don't care. If you're gonna be rolling, you can also pick. Is anyone gonna be rolling?
I was thinking I was gonna roll.
I'm gonna roll
Okay.
for literally all of them.
Let's do people who are gonna roll first.
But somebody else go first because I'm also still doing overlay stuff. So
Okay.
Alex, you up?
Yeah, so let's see. Let me roll a d8 to see which one of these it's gonna be. So number 8, I worry that blank has gone astray, so I'll do my best to keep them on the straight and narrow. And now I guess I need to roll a d4 to decide which of you it's gonna be. So Val 1, David 2, LB 3, Ryan 4.
I love this level of chaos.
Okay, 1. So I worry that Lorp has gone astray, so I'll do my best to keep them on the straight and narrow. Oops. Apologize for the mechanical keyboard.
Okay.
is there a place? Are we supposed to note down the relationships with other people have with us, or is this like Dungeon World where like they just really need to keep track of that?
Yeah, so I'm working on interpreting the rule here.
Yeah, my box says that we each share the same relationship text. So that's like your relationship. It goes both ways.
Oh, so
Okay.
then I
yeah,
don't
that's what I
roll
was
another
scrolling down
one.
to.
Interesting. So maybe we should all go one at a time
Yeah.
Go one at a time.
instead. Because now I won't roll one for Alex.
Mhm.
Okay.
can make that work.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do it that way. So what we want to do then, yes, here we go. Each pair of PCs should share the same relationship text, which can then be edited to make sense for both parties. So then what we need to do, Val, for you, for the lore, is make that make sense going back the other way.
I imagine it's going to be a lot of, are you treating your underlings right? I worry that that Lorp has gone astray, so I'll do my best to keep them on the straight and narrow. Okay, so I'd like parentheses that, they're trying to get me to loosen up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like
you can't.
Lug
You
needs
can't
to
get
loosen
looser.
up.
You can't get looser than a goo.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably
it's like-
simplify that to just like Lug needs to loosen up. Is what I'm gonna.
Chat is saying Val, you are muted.
Sorry, I must have hit it. And, okay.
what?
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. So
Inops.
I'm gonna simplify that as. Sorry, I'm clicking a lot of buttons right now.
I'm sorry.
Lug needs to loosen up will be my.
Okay.
That's fucking lug nut.
All right, so we'll go around.
Lug
So, since Alex, you did that one for Val, Val, you will do the next one.
Okay.
This is fun.
So what I will do is roll who's remaining right now. It's
Everyone else.
okay. So I'll roll a
Or just roll.
D3 for.
Chaos. Randomize everything.
I'll roll a D6 and divide it by 2. 1 and 2 is LB. 3 and 4 is David. 5 and 6 is Ryan. That is David. 3 and 4.
Okay.
So
Are you gonna roll for one
yes.
off the table?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So what is that? A D8?
It's a D8 for everyone. What are you, a Dungeoneer?
Yeah, I am.
There it is.
D8. That's a 2 again.
Again.
Blank thinks they're the leader of the group, but it's obviously me.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta write down. I gotta catch up on a couple things because I gotta write down the one that I have with Lug. Alright. Lug needs to loosen up. And then yeah.
Okay. So, Lorp's take is that Namfoodle thinks that he's the leader of the group. But Lorp is like, obviously it's me. What's Namfoodle's take on this?
Lorp won't stop trying to boss me around.
I like it.
Perfect.
All right. David?
Okay.
We've got 2 other folk left, so you can either flip a D2 or you can pick.
I can also get Alex, right?
Yeah, he has 3.
I could
Oh.
theoretically.
3.
Yes.
I'm not looking at the Zoom window right now is the thing.
Okay.
Now
so,
I am.
I'll
There you all
just
are.
Go cross on my Zoom here. So 1, 2 is LB, 3, 4 is Alex, and 5, 6 is Ryan. All right. Well, now. Okay, Alex. All right.
Okay.
You're the knight, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll just roll as well. It's
Chaos.
If it doesn't make sense,
Chaos.
I'll pick something else. But five. There's a darkness cast over Lug, and I am the light, and I am to light their way. There we go.
That's intense. Okay.
Now, I'm wondering if this, I don't know if this should be separate from the personal quest thing, but maybe this could tie into the Cluxzilla and my apparent vendetta with birds. I don't know if
Sure.
that makes sense for how this should be interpreted.
It can, yeah. I mean, W9 Foodle Timbers is big on nature,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a darkness over me, but you are the light who will show me the way.
That darkness is a flock of birds, my guy.
Mm-hmm. Namfoodle is my only hope of losing my bird cursor, however we want to phrase it.
However you would like. We can phrase it that way for now. Again, and we can rephrase or redo any of these things later.
He's my only, he's my only hope of losing my foul curse.
There it is. Because I will say, as you do also, well, the party also gains XP for role playing. Specifically, when any of you pursue your personal quest, or if any of you build on a relationship, meaning like you explore a relationship to the point where like it has changed or advanced, or you see it differently, everybody gets an XP. That's great. So they don't have to be like, you know, wildly complex or anything like that, because you'll continue to build on them, change them, like bonds. Okay. Who hasn't done one yet? Let's do, okay. I saw LB first. We'll do LB, we'll do Ryan, and then we'll continue on. as
So
the class
I
allows.
am I picking everyone? I still have to choose
So everybody's gonna end up with a relationship with
Right.
everybody.
okay. So I'm just rolling a d4 right now
Yeah.
to pick
'cause
whomst on my screen.
Nobody's got you yet.
It's Val, David, Ryan, Alex. Alex! DA 8. Nice. Okay. Lug is too proud to ask for help, so I'll give it without thanks.
That's nice.
Oh. Okay, maybe I think Boner's just really super helpful,
I am super helpful.
but like I don't question it, and it seems like
Yeah.
you helped me. I don't know if it's more than the others, but it's just like, oh, Bo's
Yeah.
always there to to lend a hand.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah. That works for me.
All right. Ryan, let's get one for Puck.
We'll keep. Let's see. We got. So this one is for Val's Lorp. This is for Lorp. Lorp gets on my nerves so much I don't know whether to punch him or kiss him.
I love that.
How does Lorp feel about this?
Is Lorp Ace? Lorp is a slime.
Lorp
Lorp-
is a goo
Lorp is a goo.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Get the slime out of your
who
mouth.
leaves a trail
Retire-
of slime, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, slime is what I leave behind.
That's up to you.
Well, I was thinking something because it doesn't have to be adversarial, so I was thinking something about like, because you said, read yours one more time for me.
Philip gets on my nerves so much, I don't know whether to punch him or kiss him.
So obviously I don't know about that last part. That's a personal choice. The first.
I am curious what Lorp tastes like, a little bit.
Who wouldn't it be?
What does goo? Anyway, continue.
So it's like it seems like, I don't know. It seems like Puck is agitated by me. I should try extra hard to make sure that we're friends.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's really good.
Okay. Now, some of you have more than others. Who's got more than one?
I have 3 now, so the only
got
person I don't
3.
have on left is with LB's character.
Okay. Well, then let us. Well, let's do that one then. Let's start there and start filling in blanks. So y'all can fight over it, or we can roll for it, or you can pick one from one of your tables. I don't care.
What if we do this? Because I only have 1 from my table right now.
Okay.
We could either I don't honestly care. We could both roll a d8 and see which one's funnier.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay. I got a 4. It's blank knew me when I was an awkward teenager at Dungeoneer Academy, and still treats me like a kid.
Oh,
Oh, I think she froze.
she froze.
I know.
Oh no.
You're just
You
really
died
thinking
again?
about that real hard. And I.
Oh,
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
that's such a good freeze frame.
oh, there we go.
Okay, there.
there you are.
Okay. Oh, was it? Good. Okay. Mine is blank isn't the person I expected them to be, but they saved my life.
Interesting.
How would we have known each other when we were younger? I mean,
Dungeoneer
how old are
Academy.
you? Dungeoneer Academy. Maybe I was on the fast track to be a Dungeoneer, and then fucking Beatrice came along.
And you died.
I
Oh
like
no.
that
I
it
died!
gets into some of your pre-death
Yeah.
story.
So, are you? So, like, we could get into like where goo comes from, and like, is goo just like a melted adventurer that has gained sentience over time? Like, were you both at Dungeoneering Academy at one point before you both died?
Maybe
in
we
your
were
different
literally
ways?
the same person at one time.
Maybe you were. Maybe
we
you were her
separated.
flesh.
I think LB froze again though.
She did.
She did.
Do we want to? I don't want to stop mid all this. We want to take a break while she's trying to get her internet up and running, and then come back.
That
and
might
finish.
be a good idea. We're sort of past our midway point anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm sure everybody would like
I'm
a
worried
break.
we're gonna lose her from the call for a second. Oh,
And
yeah,
there she goes. All right,
Soon as
so we are gonna take a quick break to make sure everything is stable, and also to actually take a break because we're past our midway point. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us while we do all this stuff. I think it's really fun and funny and interesting, so I hope you all are enjoying it. We put some links to Land of Eam and all of their wonderful Rickety Stitch stuff in the chat, so check those out while we are away. We will be back in just a few minutes to finish up with relationships and see where we land. So stick around. And welcome back. internet, thank you for hanging out with us during our break. We are going to continue with our character creation and get that all done for you, and then talk a little bit about the adventure we're going to play. If you just joined us recently, we are playing Land of Eam, a wonderful little tabletop game that currently has its open beta bundle available for free on DriveThruRPG. You can go get it from the creators of Rickety Stitch and the Gelatinous Goo, Ben and James. If you're out there still, thanks so much for reaching out to us. They were kind enough to send us some of the Rickety Stitch graphic novels, as well as a bunch of PDFs and a copy of the game, and so we're playing it on here and it rules. So if you want to check it out, we have it there in the chat for you. You can follow them on Twitter at Rickety Stitch. Ben and James's Twitters are there as well. And then you can get the whole Land of Eam beta bundle on DriveThruRPG for free right now. Pay what you want. And you can donate to them so they can keep making a great game. You guys rule. All right, we are going to keep doing our relationships. So, let us, where we left off, we were trying desperately to figure out what was going on between Lorp and Bo before the internet so rudely interrupted us. So the two of you had decided that you were gonna pick one off one of your tables. Which one do you want to do?
I mean, I really like the awkward teenager at Dungeoneering Academy.
Okay, so Bo. Well, I guess what's Bo's half of this? Can you, Dal? Can you read the one from your table for us?
So the exact language is: Bo knew me when I was an awkward teenager at Dungeoneer Academy and still treats me like a kid.
Okay. What's
Now-
Bo's side of that story?
Now, if we're going with the shared memories, then it would just be the exact same. I'm just we don't have to go that way, but
No, I'm actually very interested in this. That we have a bunch of memory. Well, I died a long time ago. I'm a skeleton. Like, I'm not. There are no zombie parts in me left. So, like, I died a long time ago. You've probably been a slime for a long time, so the memories are pretty fuzzy.
Goo, I swear, if you call me a
I'm
slime one more time.
I'm sorry. Goo. You've been a goo for a long time. You goober, some would say. And then you...
Cooper was my father, please.
So, like, we could have this shared, like, fuzzy memory of these things. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you went to that... I went to that school. What year? You were at the same year? That's awesome. Like, yeah, that's great. Were you... No, I knew you when you were in school. But it's the same person.
So I guess
like-
my question for the two of you then is, so Lorp, yours is that Bo knew you in Dungeoneering school when you were an awkward teenager and will never let it go. Is it going to be I knew Lorp when they were an awkward teenager, or is yours going to be Lorp knew me when I was an awkward teenager in Dungeoneering school and they won't let it go? Which...
Well, what's Lorp's personality gonna be like?
Apparently to half the party really annoying.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I'm kind of gearing it towards this very greedy, kind of self-centered, like business type personality.
Okay, then I think it'd be better if I thought you were an annoying teenager and I won't let you live it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now Lorp is very big for their britches and you know, has their minions of Boggles go and set off traps for them and stuff. So yeah, that would be good.
Okay. So Lorp's is that Bo knew them. Bo's is that they knew Lorp. Great. Love it. Who still has blanks to fill in? I think everyone but Val. All right.
So I can just go. Good.
Hmm?
I can just go. I'm done.
Yeah, you're dismissed. Who have I not heard from in a while? David.
Okay, sure.
Let's do another one for W Namfoodle Timbus.
Okay. How many? I need 2, so I just need a D2, and I need either Ryan or LB.
Okay.
Oh, where are we at? So 1 is a Ryan, 2 is LB. Yeah. Okay. LB it is.
Okay.
And a D8. 3. I don't. It's just weird. All right. I have watched Blank grow from afar, and now it is my time to mentor them. I don't know how that would work with the skeleton. I might do a reroll. Seems a little.
You want me to roll mine and see if I get something better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The night we met, Blank and I talked for hours and ended up falling asleep on each other's shoulders. Oh, that's so sweet.
Sure.
You want to be my best friend?
Sure.
That was the least sure I've ever heard in my life.
So he knows how I am with Kevin, and he's like, I don't know if I want that in another game.
I'll also allow y'all to pick something else if you would like something more.
I'm pretty
fitting.
fine with the best
Yeah.
friend thing. I think it's funny.
Okay.
Oh, yay!
Okay.
My character's gonna use your character's full name all the time.
Okay.
I've decided this.
So David, would you like to finagle the language of that at all?
What was it's the night we met, Blink and I.
Talked for hours and ended up falling asleep on each other's shoulders.
Does Namfoodle remember it the same way?
That would be funny.
Bo was super drunk,
You know.
and
I'd like
Bo's-
to know if
Bo's
Doug-
How can I
shoulder-
get drunk?
Well, the thing is, like,
You're a
Bo's
lightweight.
shoulder didn't need to be anywhere near their person, technically.
Mm.
Maybe you found a missing shoulder.
We talked for hours. Namfoodle was just passed out the whole time. It's just Bo speaking.
Just talking.
Okay, bye. We met, I talked for hours, and yeah, I guess. Do you even sleep as a skeleton? Is the thing?
I'd probably rest.
Okay.
You know, rest my bones.
Everyone has to rest. What that means is up to interpretation. There is a mechanic for resting, but if you want to say you don't sleep, I don't care.
Yeah, talk for hours. I think I'm gonna pretty well keep it as is.
Okay. Another very nice one. That's nice. Okay. Who wants to go? Who else have we not heard from in a while? I feel like we haven't heard from Lug in a while.
Yeah, all I've got left is one with Puck. I'll give him a second to rush back to camera as I lift my desk up.
Ryan.
Do we have one?
I am I'm too proud to ask for help, I think. I forget exactly what your wording is.
Spaghetti
but-
boy, we need you. Ooh, that looks good.
And then, so, let's see. So yeah, right now I only have one from my table, so I'll roll, see if it's good. If not, we can roll from yours.
Sure. This is a fun way to do this, and I like it.
7. Okay. This one seems fairly straightforward. Blank and I crossed paths once as enemies, but now travel as companions. So maybe I caught you, stealing something that I didn't think you should have.
What are you saying? Okay.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Am I do I have a response to that?
Yeah. So what's Puck's side of that story?
Or
Or your take
depending
on
on what was stolen, maybe it's like I had to feign like, oh,
I learned the errors of my ways. Thank you for leading to the path of truth and goodness and the Emian way.
So now you're just stuck playing the long con.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe. Although, yeah, I might. The more I talk about this, I might need to switch my stats around because I don't know that I necessarily. Yeah, I think I like tanked my charm and stuff. But,
That's fine.
yeah, or you know. Wait, what's your class again?
The Knight Errant.
The Knight Errant. Okay. Also, I go against bad people too, so maybe like me getting rid of rivals is useful as well for me. So I could also see teaming
Maybe
up with
it's,
you in that
you know,
fashion as well.
Maybe I caught you Robin Hooding a bit.
Mhm.
And then it's like, oh, wait, you were actually doing a good thing just in a scoundrelly way.
It's like
It's like, you know, it's always preferable to be with the devil you know. You know what I mean? And we know each other.
Mm-hmm.
I like this story a lot. So let's condense it down for Puck into like a bit, into a one line that we can then expand on.
Okay.
Alex, what's the text of yours one more time?
Blank and I crossed paths once as enemies, but now travel as companions.
So you can either take the same line or we can futz with it. Right.
yeah. So so Lug and I first crossed as enemies. I forget what the verbiage was exactly, but but for now we have a alliance of convenience.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Who's still got blank spots?
I got 2 left.
2 left. Okay. Then yeah, let's get one from Puck's table for somebody.
Okay.
Who have we got left?
Bones and gnomes. So we'll do a D2. And we'll start with Bones. And then
That's me.
this is also sweet. So Bones is kind and brave and true. So why are they friends with someone like me?
Aww.
Oh, that's nice and kind of sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now I gotta.
Bo?
I think that, I mean, I don't think Bo sees it like that, but it kind of makes sense. Like, oh yeah, no. I don't care what you are or where you came from. I want to be friends. Especially if you'll help me kill my enemy.
So
Yeah.
I don't care about Puck's past. They're my friend, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Or they're my ally, and that's what matters. Or something to that effect. I like that. All right. What do we have left? I know, David, you have one.
Me and Puck.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's
Alright.
do it.
All right, so I'll start with mine, and yours could be better. Namfoodle ratted me out in the past, and I'm not sure I'm over it.
I like that caveat. I'm not sure I'm over it. Not that I'm
Yeah.
not over it.
It's funnier than mine. All of mine are like very straightforward. So the one I would want to do if I were to pick from I'm just going to pick from on this. It would be after they tried to steal from me, I invited blank to a hot meal and a place to rest. So, but I kind of like the ratted you out.
I think mine is, yeah, I think this one has
Okay.
more fun tension.
Okay. So Puck and Foodle ratted you out, and you're not sure if you're over it. What's Mr. Timber's take on that?
Hmm. I think I'm gonna go. I made Puck return some things he stole a while ago, and now he keeps giving me the side eye. But
Okay. I like
Oh.
it a lot.
So you, this is another way to kind of say what you said, maybe with a little bit. One of the relationship ones I have is like Blink thinks I still owe them, but when will enough be enough? Like if, like you could use that for me as well in this case, like where you're like, I don't know, if I'm still trying to like make things even with you, it might get really annoying or something like that. I don't know. Yours is plenty good on its own, but I was just offering that. Anyway.
gotcha. Yeah, I don't. My hesitation is I don't think I would actually see that I owe you in any way, so I wouldn't try and make up for it.
Perfect.
Totally fair. All right. The only other bit we have is under your relationships, and I think they're all the same. It is whose personal quest in the party do you also have a stake in, and why? So this is collaborate with another player and decide how your character is invested in someone else's goal. Perhaps you share a common enemy, believe in their cause, or your quests align in some way. For some of you, your relationships are already kind of heading that way.
Can we repeat personal quests real quick?
I was gonna ask that too.
Yeah. So we can go back. Let's. I don't know what order we're in for anything. So I'm going in my Zoom call order. When I say your name, tell me your personal quest. Lorp.
Personal quest is to find the lost treasure of Doug Diggindome.
W&M Foodle Timbers.
Personal quest is to banish the Wicked Witch of the Southwest and their evil from this world.
Lug.
Defeat the dreaded Cluckzilla once and for all.
Bo.
Help my BFF and murder fucking Beatrice.
And Puck.
Become my own boss and build a blank empire.
Okay, I think that Lorp and Puck's really connect
Yeah,
in a lot of
for
ways.
sure.
Finding the treasure, and then Puck, Lorp seeing Puck as an aspiring businessman, business person, and yeah.
Yeah, that one those seem to go. Claw and Coop.
Claw and
That tracks. That tracks. Anybody else feel very strongly?
Just trying to figure out what's the most interesting triangle for the three of us remaining. I'm trying to think if Lug is the murderous type, whether he would be down to help kill fucking Beatrice. But I think he might be more so than Namfoodle. I'm not sure where
Well-
Namfoodle stands on murder.
So is this one like the same as these, or is this we each choose someone's personal quest that we have?
Yeah, because we have an odd number, I'm gonna say everybody can pick somebody. If we end up obviously we're gonna end up doubling up somewhere. That's fine.
So I actually was thinking Beatrice would work really well if Beatrice was a witch and is like one of the underlings of the Wicked Witch of the Southwest, and I could be like, sure, yeah, I can get on board with killing Beatrice.
Down.
Beatrice the witch who killed you.
I mean, what if Beatrice, the witch
She's
bitch
not a
who killed
bitch, she's
me,
a witch.
is also the Wicked Witch of the Southwest?
That could be true. It was a long time ago that you got killed. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Very powerful.
maybe
Could
she
be.
rose in the ranks over the years.
There you go.
I like that a lot.
What was Lugs?
Defeat the dreaded Cluckzilla once and for all.
A giant angry bird.
Maybe the Cluckzilla was a magical creation of the witch Beatrix, or the Southwest witch. It's the witch of the Southwest Airlines, who created the Cluckzilla to fly across at
Reasonable
Who
prices.
competitive prices.
Now you said Cuckzilla,
I said what I said.
which is something else.
That is something else.
Which
I thought I was bad, guys. I
Brain
forgot
is
about
so
Ryan.
tired.
He's a sleeper. All right.
Sleeper agent of chaos.
but also, Cuckzilla.com is available
Oh,
for purchase.
Ryan.
You know how I know? Because I went to GoDaddy.
What was the website that we were talking about purchasing for so long?
I know.
I don't remember.
It was something. It was like it was wet something.
Splooshy or wet. So there, it was definitely
it was something gross.
It was
It's
something
defi-
gross.
wet. It was definitely
Gonna have to go back and listen to Cyberscape.
Wetmunch.com.
so.
Wetmunch.com.
Wetmunch.com, 100%. So, monochromatic vice. It is against TOS if you use it as an insult.
As an insult.
I have never used it as an insult in my whole goddamn life ever. Like 100%. It is so fun. Anyway.
Fight me, Bezos.
But wetmunch.com, what a fun thing that's lost on everybody here.
Still gonna find that website. Okay. Anyway,
So we were going to
Right.
we're taking on Cluckzilla, maybe.
about the giant chicken and Lugs bird problem.
I think that's something that Bo can get behind. Killed a bird, killed a witch, be avenged.
This is turning very quickly into just a big vengeance quest.
Which will probably have nothing to do with the actual quest we're gonna go on, but that's okay.
Fine. That's what's great about this. Well, we're front loading all this work now.
We need a
So when
1
we-
dozen.
So when we do the adventure and then learn how to play the game,
So let's see.
do all this stuff.
Going back just a little bit between Puck and Lorp, who in that, because you're kind of, you said yours lined up, but who are we saying is invested in the other for?
I was saying that Lorp is definitely invested in Pucks.
Okay.
And I was assuming Pucks was also invested in Lorp's.
Which is fine.
Okay, so then that would mean Lug is invested in killing the witch, or no? Yeah, so Nymph is invested in killing Beatrice. Lug is just like, oh, I'm gonna help take down the evil witches in general.
Who probably made these big evil birds? Just
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah,
like
'cause
that.
Bo's default is like being invested in somebody else's anyway.
Mhm.
For his
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah. I think that Namfoodle is Namfoodle Timbers is their best friend.
I suppose best friend.
Mhm.
Okay. I like that a lot. Is there anything else that you all want to talk about or flesh out or ask questions about?
I've been waiting to make a flesh out joke with the scouts, but we're probably going to do it 100 times, so I'm trying.
Save
Pace
it.
yourself.
Yeah, we got to pace ourselves.
I can't think of anything else.
Sorry, what's everyone's back? Where are you all from? Who's from the same neighborhoods?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we should say. I'll start at the top again. Lorp, where are you from? You're from the
Um,
Underlands, right?
The under something. What was it called?
Oh, so am I. Okay, that's
the
kinda-
Underlands.
Yes.
Please?
The Underlands. Yes.
Okay.
I'm too. So that's kind of fitting together nicely.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the same neighborhood.
So you're from the Underlands. W Namfoodle Timbers, which I'm gonna say as often as possible.
I am from the Dingle Dell.
Okay. I like it. Lug.
I'm from the Quagmash. Or
Quagmash.
is it Quagmash? Did I leave out the R? Is it
I
supposed to be
think-
Quagmarsh?
No, I think you just pronounce like Quagmash.
I'm not over.
From the
Oh, it's
Quagmash.
It's just Boston.
There's no
Boston
R.
accent.
There's no
No,
R.
it's
just
Quagmash.
Quagmash.
No, it's definitely
Quagmash.
Quagmash.
Mosh.
I'm not super
Mosh.
familiar with all the names yet.
Definitely Mosh.
All right, so guys, someone
Fight
from the
me.
Dingle Dell, 2 folks from the Underlands,
3.
Lug from the Quagmash. You're
Oh,
also from the
you're also from the
Underlands.
Underlands.
Bo. Okay. We've got an under crew,
See,
which I guess makes sense
because one
if
can.
that's where you left your skin.
It's perfect.
It's just like kismet.
Kismet. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a word, right? It is.
No, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. That's where everyone's from. That's wonderful. There is a whole area map and everything. Oh, which I can show you all. Show party. There you go. That's the word. That's
Show
the
party,
world.
the Quagmash.
There's a great within the beta bundle. There's a great map of the region. You can see the Quagmash down in your lower left hand side.
Now I do see there's something called the Gator Maze.
There
I have
is-
proficiency in wrestling gators.
Yeah, that's why that's on there. So we're gonna have to talk about the Gator Maze at some point because that's fascinating. Obviously, the Underlands are under everything.
So is there a separate map of the Underlands somewhere? Because I'm gonna want a detailed map of that.
Not right, not at this second.
Got the used to be forest, Quagmash,
Yes, so this is the Mucklands
Bogwatch,
area. You got a lot of great,
Fleabag County.
a lot of great stuff. So if you all don't have any questions, I'm gonna talk about a couple of things. So we talked about conflict earlier. I'm not gonna talk about that again. Well, it'll work itself out when it comes up. I want to talk about XP quickly because I want you all to know how you get it. So there are a few ways to gain XP in this game. Most of them are XP for the whole party. A couple of them are individual. There is no XP for combat, for killing. I'm not gonna do. There's no XP for like this monster is worth this much. Da 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 da. It's all from sort of questing and role playing. So there is just a place called Munch on the map. There's a lot of great names on this map. Actually, they're pretty wonderful. But so for questing XP, there's a little list. Anytime you all as a group trigger one of these, everybody gets an XP. It's when you complete a quest, when you complete an objective. That's sort of like a milestone type deal if you're familiar with milestone stuff. If you solve a problem in a particularly creative way, which I imagine I'm going to be throwing out XP for a lot with this group. When you explore a new location or a point of interest, you get an XP. When you encounter a new creature, you get an XP. If you have a significant encounter with an NPC, or if you find a relic, which is a fancy thing, the party will get XP for that. There's also role-playing XP. Anytime any of you pursue your personal quest, because a lot of you are invested in each other's personal quests, or anytime you build on a relationship the whole party gets XP for that. So anytime y'all do good role playing together, the whole party gets XP. Building on a relationship is essentially either reinforcing in a sort of important way a relationship that you have, or altering it or deepening it in some way. And this sort of works, and it says in the book too, like that this works best when you all decide that this has happened. And that's why, like, on the Land of Eam, like, built-in character sheets, there's like this huge block for a relationship, so you can keep adding to them, changing them, that kind of thing. So once you feel like you've hit this point, you should add another sentence to your relationship with that person. Both of you should. And we'll talk that through. And then the whole party gets an XP because role playing is great. And then there's a couple of ways. There's exactly 2 ways to get individual XP. I'll ask you at the end of each session if you played into your ideal and if you played into your flaw. And individually, you can all gain XP for those. That's that. And then you can spend XP. There's a table that I can show you all. It's in the if you're in the rule book, it's on page 18. But for spending XP, you can spend XP to level up, which means you start to get access to your character's higher level abilities. You can also spend XP to improve your skills. So obviously the higher up you want that modifier to go, the more XP you have to spend. But you can spend sort of progressively more XP to rank up your skills from -2 to -1, -1 to 0, up and up and up, all the way to 3. Your skills can't go higher than 3, just like your checks can't go higher than 3 unless you are spending a quest point to send them over. That all makes sense? So yeah, and there's a table for that, obviously. So once we start getting to those points, we'll start handing out XP. So that is sort of what we're gonna do for today. Thanks for working through all of that. I think it's gonna be really valuable to have sat down together and have done all of this so we can remember the rules. So I want to briefly mention the adventure that we are going to be playing in 2 weeks when we come back. It is an adventure that is available in the Quick Start Guide, so don't read it, I guess. Don't read that part. We have picked, as a group, the tone. This game has 3 adventure tones. They are hijinks, daring do, and doom and gloom, I believe, is the last one. And there is sort of a sample adventure in each of the books in each tone. So the adventure we are going to be playing the next time, if you're out there and you have the Quick Start Guide, is called Wally's Waffles and Rats. If you take a look at the map, my friends, right in the middle of the map, in the used to be forest, you will see a place called Wally's. It is a restaurant, a tavern, an establishment. It is called Wally's Waffles and Wargs, and it is in big trouble. You've all spent quite a lot of time at Wally's Waffles and Wargs in the past. It's your favorite tavern. Food is wonderful. You've all probably tried Wally's Howling Hot Challenge at some point. Unfortunately, none of you have made it onto the Wall of Fame yet. But unfortunately, news has come to you that Wally is shutting the doors of the tavern for good. And so, when we come back in 2 weeks, you're all gonna travel there for one last hurrah with Wally and his waffles. And perhaps some danger, because it's a role-playing game, and obviously something will happen once you get there. So that's where we're gonna land. I think we're going to call it there for today, because my brain's tired. And we are coming close to our end times. So we're gonna play that adventure next time, and then see where we land. Over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna sort of flesh out the bits of these characters that we need to, put everything together, make sure we're all on the same page, and we're gonna play this game. And I think it's gonna be really fun. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Thanks for hanging out with us for what turned into kind of a session 0, because I had no concept of how long this was going to take. But thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. Like I said, we will be back 2 weeks from today for this specific game. But Tabletop Tuesdays happens every week here, obviously. And next week, I will be playing Masks again. We'll be back with the Squire Squad. Until then, we've got a lot of other stuff going on the channel. Obviously, on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time will be our next scheduled live stream. We'll have a new episode of Elegant Magics, the second season of our Good Society game. Neon Souls on Friday, Saturday Nights on Saturday, and Slaying 101 on Sunday, and then back around like we do every week. Is there anything anybody wants to say or plug before we go away for the evening? No? Okay. Well, in that case, I'll do one more shout out, and I'll put the links in the chat as well, to Rickety Stitch and the Gelatinous-Goo. You can follow their account. It is at Rickety Stitch on Twitter. These guys made this game, Land of Eam. The beta bundle is currently available on Drive-Thru RPG. If you liked this, go get it. And then come back in 2 weeks and watch us try to actually play this game. But it's a great game. There's a lot of good stuff in the bundle. Check them out. Follow them on Twitter. Ben and James, the creators, are on there as well. And they've been nothing but kind and wonderful to us. So we thank you. And yeah, I guess we will see everybody soon. But until next time, good game and good night, Internet.